he would have had some kind of suspicion about what was going on, which would mean that he deliberately went for that. Why did I check my inventory? I'm a serious witcher. And I immediately just go back to my other trophy. I think I put that in storage with everything else. Geralt knows nothing of collections. He just has a pile of random tat in his storage bank with the inns. I assume that the storage goes from place to place with you. Not entirely sure how that would happen, but I think that's the case. So we're heading up to Vergen to deal with this quest with Stennis. And all of a sudden my brain just went Royal Blood. Aha! The quest is called Royal Blood. Why is it called Royal Blood? It's because we need Royal Blood. We need Royal Blood to save Saskia, and that's another mark against Stennis. Why is he so loath to give a few drops of blood?
Humans are strange.
Why is he so loath to give a few drops of blood to save Saskia? And again, I'm confused. I don't know which way I'm going. So I try going this way, and I get confused. Oh, I should have looked at the map. Because you can go through that way. I thought that was just a house. So we head up here towards the what's the castle or the palace or something.
I don't know. So you thought it over.
And I have another. I'm having another quick look through to see if there's any other quests I can do. I know there's only one. There's only one left. Stop it! Stop it, me! Stop it! Yeah, I'm just reading through them, aren't I? Wait for events to unfold. So yeah, I think I'm kind of just going through each one. So we've got everything apart from the Royal Blood and the Rose of Remembrance. But to get the Rose of Remembrance, we need to get Triss. The Royal Blood, we need well, there's certainly one way of getting it. We're waiting to see what happens because we can't get Hatred, so this is linking back to the quest we've already got. Whereas Triss Merigold, we've got to wait for that, and then that just leaves Royal Blood. So yes, there's only the one option. Yes, this one.
I don't know.
So we've only got this one thing to do, so that's what we're going to work on. Let me go round. Yes.
You're stupid. She just fell unconscious.
And here we are, returning to the discussion.
Would probably be hanging the prince by now.
It's good to see someone's taking care of it.
Enough of this charade! Try to be reasonable, folks. Sit down and talk in peace. We've talked enough. Come on, lads, let's drag the prince from his hovel.
Vergen's not a cesspit for anyone to shit in. There are laws to abide, and Scalen Burden's job is to uphold them.
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a king's scion. I, Silgrat, brother of Seltkirk, the greatest knight to walk Edirnian land, say so.
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who in a pigsty? Any fool can prejudge and condemn. It's easier to accuse than to prove guilt.
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis supposedly attempted to kill Saskia. Why would the prince do such a dastardly deed? Bear in mind how eminent is his lineage. That's why.
Yeah.
The mongrel covets the crown. Do you even remember how valorous he was towards Saskia during the negotiations with Henselt? Pretending to be with her he was, sly fox. Taking the simple peasants in. But us lads ain't so dumb as you lords think. See for yourselves how the commoners hate the prince, spitting venom like adders. They hatched a plot to dispose of him.
Saskia's servant said that...
Where is this servant, might I ask? If he's got something to say, why does he hide like a thief? The answer is simple. He's a fraud. He's hiding to save his skin from you, whoresons.
Squirrels have to guard him.
One last question. How could the prince poison Saskia? It's a known fact that servants taste wine from the barrels before the virgin sips it.
No need to poison the wine. Smearing the poison inside the chalice would be enough.
I never heard of anyone poisoning a chalice.
You haven't heard much then. One of the Emperor's forebears died after sampling some lamb. He was always scared of poison and ate supper with his cook. The murderer spread poison on one side of a knife. Then he cut the meat so that only a small piece was poisoned.
The witch is right. Give us Stennis.
I think that's one of the Warhammer
Saskia's
novels.
got her own chalice.
It was commissioned from one of the dwarves. The order came with a very detailed drawing.
Even so, how did it come into Saskia's hand?
It was Saskia's chalice. I mean, that's the thing. You know exactly which one to poison. Oh, you're blaming the servant.
It's
I
not
see.
clear how the prince poisoned the wine, but that doesn't mean he didn't do it.
Stennis is blowing hot and cold. Everyone knows that.
You were supposed to prove his guilt, not insult him, yokel.
Tell us who else would do it. A peasant wanted to hurt the miss? Never. It's cause of her you noble dogs can't ignore us.
Yes.
A pig won't cut its own throat. A peasant's not foolish enough to raise his hand against his savior.
Perhaps it is no peasant's deed. However, that doesn't mean the prince is guilty, fool.
Answer me this. Was not Stennis' room next to Saskia's? Do not the wines come from his own lice-ridden cellar? Can he not enter the Virgin's kitchen at will? Yes. His serene Damed the prince can, curses on his kin. Nobody in Vergen wants to kill Saskia. And even if they wanted, nobody but Stennis could do it.
You're wrong, Colton. Reverend Olkin wanted to get rid of Saskia. He thought she was a monster at heart.
Olkin was on Stennis' leash like a dog.
How dare you, lout! Do you imagine if someone sits next to a married lady, he's surely fucking her?
The priest tried to convince Prince Stennis to join the conspiracy.
Is Stennis some dimwit foundling that he dances to a lousy priest's tune?
Yeah.
Olcan got what he deserved when Hensel cleaved his head. Now it's Stennis' time.
There is no proof the prince agreed.
The priest asked him for admittance to the kitchen.
So he didn't poison the Virgin himself, but allowed her to be poisoned.
I'm really intrigued by the fact Geralt is being a lot more contrarian. Saying, oh, Ulcan did it, because Monster Heart, I can't remember that being the case. I legitimately can't. Maybe there are notes that I haven't read. I didn't read this session. And I'm umming and ahhing between it. Should I be playing as the way Geralt is, where he's kind of... I'm kind of going to be against everyone. I'm talking about something. This is the frustrating thing with not having the dialogue, is I can't remember what I'm saying. This is the thing with RPGs, is you kind of need that to know exactly what's going on. I'm assumably pointing at something. What am I doing? Yeah, I think...
It appears Stennis would benefit the most from Saskia's death.
Indeed.
Your Highness, this is dangerous.
I am not afraid. Fear is a commoner's trait, unfit for one with royal blood running in his veins. What do you want, to judge me? Is a prince a common thief who steals a dozen eggs at the market? You stand before royal majesty, and you raise your hands against it. In this world there are crimes that can be forgiven, and crimes that, by any means, cannot. Just as a mother killing her own child, or a man slitting his own brother's throat cannot be forgiven. A crime against one anointed by the gods themselves also cannot be condoned. He who raises hand against divine right is not worthy to walk this world. And what about he who poisons the Virgin of Eden? Firstly, Saskia is alive, so no one can blame me for her death. Secondly, you have no proof that it was I who tried to murder her. And thirdly, I assure all gathered here, I won't rise above the law. However, only she, the Virgin of Eden, can judge me. Can it? And if Saskia won't get well, who's gonna judge you? I believe she can be cured. But if the gods decide otherwise, we'll summon a coven of the wise who can pass just sentence.
Those are words worthy of a true sovereign!
I am the one you should look to for guidance. Let my deeds be the flame that lights up your darkness.
Right, so 3 things he said. So basically, well, there's 4 things he says. 1, you can't kill me because of the divine right of kings. That's a stupid reason. And I say that as someone who comes from a country that legally still believes in the divine right of kings. Secondly, the first thing he says, you can't accuse me of attempting to kill someone. She's not dead. That's not how attempting works, because you can fail. Secondly, you don't have any proof. That's not really an argument for your innocence. And fourthly, she's the only one who can judge me, and if she can't, we'll get a coven of the wise, who's going to be nobles and priests. And the nobles and priests, of course, are going to be people he picks and people that you don't have any defense. You're not putting forward an actual defense. You're just going, it wasn't me. How do you plead, my lord? It's like, how do you plead? I plead, you can't prove anything. I wonder how the jury would react to that. I wonder how, like, did you do this? You can't prove anything. What's your alibi? You can't prove anything. Yeah, it's while the second.
You didn't say a word about your guilt or innocence. You demand justice. You want to summon a coven of the wise. But who will sit on that coven? Any peasants? No, only people you'll nominate yourself. Lords whom you'll reward with lands for reaching the right decision. Such men are to decide if you're guilty? No, you are guilty, Prince. You know you are.
Isn't there a thing with Charles I? English Charles I. I think he had a trial, and he got to choose the judges. And either he still lost, or it was a very close he won. I can't remember much about it. His armor is so good, it was defeated by sticks. That's Stennis, not Charles I. He was executed.
The nobles won't forgive them that.
They're a cowardly lot. Yelping's all they're good at.
And backstabbing.
By Stennis's example. His filthy life wasn't taken in vain. Eilhart will get royal blood, and Saskia will be cured.
We need to hurry. We can't keep peace in Vergen with strength alone.
Anything's possible using strength. One just has to know how to use it.
That's your credo?
Saskia's the best leader I know, but she can't hope to defeat Henselt with this rabble.
What do you intend to do?
I'll get reinforcements. The Scoia'tael are more numerous than you think. Time to summon them. I'll leave shortly.
You won't get through the fog.
I don't intend to. Mountains may stop human armies, but not the Scoia'tael. I'm going south.
Will you be back in time?
I have to. Va fail, Gwynblade. Don't lose hope.
So if he only leaves at the end of the quest, why can't you do the succubus quest when you start Royal Blood? That makes no sense. Maybe he's just not where he's supposed to be. Noblemen can't use doors. You wonder why the peasants are revolting. Because they don't have baths. And yeah, we are going to nick his sword. I'm having an argument about whether I should have done that. Ooh, gauntlets. Oh yeah, I remember those. So we've got 2 new swords. As in, we've got a new steel sword and a new silver sword than the ones we were using at the beginning of this session. I think, if memory serves, those gauntlets are better than the gloves I'm currently wearing. So I think I'm going to change.
Oh, a witcher.
And we could have cut through here. This is what we learned. And I think those gloves are better than what I currently have. So I'll probably change those. In the inn.
Look,
Another one.
How can I help?
Storage. And I want to look to see if the elven gauntlets are better. which they are. Extra armor. Yay. We no longer get the extra alchemical ingredients, but I've got a lot of them anyway.
How can I...
Storage. And so we're going to put some of these other bits and bobs in. And you can't put quest items in the storage, which is quite interesting. Now the only quest we've got left is to go see Philippa Eilhart. Because I think it's only opened up this one quest, so we'll probably do stuff with Philippa and that'll then progress with the next one, bit by bit, I guess. So I'm guessing we're actually... I didn't comment on this, but surely it must be. But we must be close to the end of the end of this act.
I tried locating Triss, but the mist disrupts the megascope. There's a weak signal nearby, probably on the other side.
In the Kedweni camp?
You'll have to pass through the mist.
Right. But that's problematic, isn't it?
The mist is full of wraiths.
I'll help you. I'm continuously scanning the battlefield. I'll show you the way through. I'll find you when you enter the mist.
Farewell, then.
Back to the mist, then. And again, having another quick look through these ones, but none of the other quests have advanced. We're just dealing with Triss Merigold, aren't we? Yeah. So she's given us a new amulet that'll help us get through. So I have a look at it. I can't, it's not something you can equip. But I've also got Melatelli's heart. I think I still have Melatelli's heart. I'm looking for it. So these are the quest things. And there it is. Vitality regeneration. Oh, it speeds up my health boosting. There we go. Across to the other side of the spectral mist.
I had a dream. We were mining up at the face of the drive, like in the